Okay, today we're going to talk about types of angles. So part of this is that we need to do a couple of different definitions just to talk about what types of angles there are, and then we'll talk about naming them. So an angle, by definition, is two rays that come together, and where they come together is a vertex. So it could be rays. Typically, when we're talking about just an angle, we're talking about rays, but you will see angles inside shapes and things like that. So where two rays meet is a vertex. So we have our vertex right here. Let me get a different color. This is our vertex. So it's the center place where the two, in this case, rays meet. It could be lines, it could be line segments, it could be sides of a shape. So this is a right angle. So again, we still have a vertex right here where these two rays are meeting. And in this case, the angle is exactly 90 degrees. And in geometry, the visual abbreviation for this is a small little square in the corner of the angle. And what that does is it shows us visually and quickly that it is a right angle, meaning that it is 90 degrees in measure. You'll often see the 90 degrees angles in the corners of squares, in the corners of rectangles, and some other shapes. So that's why you have this little square in the corner to help indicate quickly that it's 90 degrees. So an acute angle, and oftentimes I call it acute little angle because it's, if we look at this, it's a cute little angle. Now, an angle that is less than 90 degrees is called an acute angle. So I call it a cute little angle just to remind me that it's a little angle, and the word acute is just the same as acute, right? So this area right here, this arc, is indicating what part we're measuring. So this is, so 90 degrees would be from here up. So this is smaller than that 90 degrees, right? So, and we still have a vertex. And as a ray, this would have points on either part. So this is an acute angle. This next one is an obtuse angle. So an obtuse angle is more than 90 degrees and less than 180 technically. So we've got an obtuse angle. So we've got all of our points here on the, on our ray. So we are, whoa, hang on. There we go. Sorry. This is our obtuse angle. So more than 90, less than 180. Really quickly, I thought I had straight angles next. So we have a straight angle, which would be a 180 degree angle. Now, technically, right, it looks like a line. So a straight angle would be two things coming together that are creating this flat horizontal line. I always think this looks like a sunset, which is at the horizon, right? So we've got a flat line here, which is a straight angle. Now, a straight angle could technically be up and down as well, or at an off to the side in a diagonal form. As long as it is straight, that's called a straight angle. So it's equal to 180 degrees. Now, we have, let's talk about 180. Next one that I flipped to before. This is called a reflex angle, and it's more than 180 degrees. Now, the way that I think about a reflex angle is if I were to go to the doctor, and you're going to have to excuse my little stick figure person here. So my little patient is going to sit on top of the doctor's examination table looking very, he was going to look really happy. There we go. Now, looking very happy. Now, when a doctor often checks your reflexes, he or she will tap your knee. So they'll tap your knee and your foot oftentimes kicks up and in reflex, because you have a little reflex in your knee and in a couple other spaces like your elbows and things like that, that also will give your body an automatic reflex, or it makes it move on its own because you've tapped it in a specific spot. So anyway, that being said, when you are doing reflex angle, you also think about your knee. Your knee, if this person, he or she could bend their leg back about to here, but they probably couldn't get their knee past this 180 mark, right? So this I like to think about as a reflex angle, because this knee right here, if I were to think about my knee from here to here, would be the equivalent of a reflex angle. So see how this is more than 180 degrees? So this is our reflex angle is going to be more than 180. And again, we've got this arc happening out here. So this is our reflex angle. If the arc was happening on the inside, it would be smaller. It would be an acute angle. But when it's happening on the outside, that one's going to be a reflex angle. Now, naming angles. Again, geometry people really like capital letters. So each point on here is labeled in a capital letter. And the way that we are listing our angles is we're going to have two different versions of how to list this, but in each case, you're going to notice that the vertex is in the center of how we're listing this. So when we're listing or naming an angle, we put a little mini angle here, and this could be angle PAT. Okay, so I did it backwards. TAP. So it could be TAP. It also, we could go start in P and go PAT. So basically, the way that I remember this is that we are following the angle. So T to A to P, or P to A to T. So notice that the A is in the center each time because that is our vertex. Another one. So this is an obtuse angle. When we name this, we still draw a mini angle, but we're not going to draw an obtuse angle. We always draw this little acute angle. It's just the way that geometry people like it. So you draw a little acute angle. And then this one, we could go NET, and they don't have to spell things. This one just happens to spell net. And if we go the other way, TEN, we get angle TEN. 10. It spells 10, but they don't have to spell anything. It could be like ZQR. Totally fine. Doesn't spell anything, but that's fine. If we have a straight angle, this would be angle, and again, we're just going to, our angle symbol is going to be an acute angle. So angle NOD or angle DON. Either way, as long as our vertex is in the middle. All right, here's a reflex angle. So again, we're going to have our little mini angle symbol, angle PAC or angle CAP. Okay, so that is how you name angles, and those are the types of angles. So thanks for listening.